Travel Prep Guide for Mexico. Everything you need to know. Mexico is a country that boasts incredible diversity, from its beautiful beaches to vibrant cities, historic towns, and vast natural wonders. Whether you're heading there for a vacation, business trip, or adventure, proper preparation can make your experience much more enjoyable and stress-free. This guide covers everything you need to know before you travel to Mexico, from essential documentation and safety tips to cultural etiquette and what to pack. Let's dive into the details. 1. Essential documentation. Before heading to Mexico, make sure your travel documents are in order. Depending on your nationality, here's what you typically need. Passport. A valid passport is required for entry into Mexico. Make sure your passport is not close to expiring, as many countries require a passport to be valid for at least 6 months after your planned date of return. Visa requirements. Citizens from many countries, including the United States, Canada, and most European Union nations, do not need a visa for stays of up to 180 days. However, you may still need to fill out an immigration form (FMM) upon arrival. Check the official website of the Mexican government or consult your embassy to verify requirements based on your nationality. Travel insurance. While not mandatory, purchasing travel insurance is highly recommended. This can cover unexpected events such as illness, injury, or cancellations. 2. Health and safety. Vaccinations. Mexico doesn't require any specific vaccinations for entry, but it's a good idea to check that your routine vaccines are up to date, such as MMR, diphtheria, tetanus, and in addition, travelers heading to rural areas should consider vaccinations for diseases like hepatitis A and B, typhoid, and even rabies in certain situations. Water safety. Tap water in Mexico is not always safe to drink, especially outside major cities. Stick to bottled water and avoid ice in drinks unless you are certain it's made from purified water. Travel health kit. Bring a basic health kit with things like pain relievers, digestive aids, anti-diarrheal medications, hand sanitizer, and sunscreen. If you take prescription medication, ensure you bring enough for your entire trip and carry a copy of your prescription. 3. Money matters? Currency. The official currency in Mexico is the Mexican peso (MXN). While credit cards are widely accepted in urban areas and tourist spots, it's a good idea to have cash for small purchases, especially in remote regions or markets. ATMs and exchange rates. Use ATMs at major banks for the best exchange rates and to avoid high fees that can come with currency exchanges at kiosks or airports. Always be cautious when withdrawing cash in unfamiliar areas. Tipping. Tipping is customary in Mexico, and it's a good way to show appreciation for good service. For restaurants, 10 to 15% is typical, while for taxis and tour guides, rounding up or a small tip is appreciated. 4. Transportation. Flights. Mexico has an extensive network of international and domestic flights. Major airlines like Aeromexico, American Airlines, and United Airlines service routes into cities like Mexico City, Cancun, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. Make sure to book in advance for better prices. Public transport. Mexico City and other large cities have an affordable and efficient metro system. For longer distances, buses are commonly used and are generally safe and inexpensive. Be sure to check bus schedules, as some routes, especially to smaller towns, may not run frequently. Taxis and ride-sharing. Taxis are common, but be sure to use authorized taxi services. Look for the Taxi Seguro sign to avoid scams. Alternatively, apps like Uber and Lyft operate in most major cities, offering a safer and often cheaper alternative. Renting a car. If you're planning to explore more remote areas or coastal regions, renting a car might be your best option. Just make sure to have an international driver's permit and be aware of local driving conditions. Mexican roads can be tricky, and traffic signs might be in Spanish. 5. Packing essentials. Clothing. Mexico's climate varies greatly depending on where you are and the time of year. Generally, pack light and breathable clothes for beach or city destinations. Think shorts, t-shirts, and swimsuits. If you're heading to the highlands or cities like Mexico City, bring layers and a jacket as temperatures can drop in the evenings. Don't forget comfortable shoes for walking. Sun protection. Mexico is sunny year-round, so don't forget to pack sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat for protection. Even on cloudy days, the UV rays can be intense. Electronics. Mexico uses the same voltage, 120 volts, and plug type B as the United States, so you won't need a voltage converter or adapter if you're coming from the US or Canada. However, if you're traveling from Europe, you might need an adapter. Mosquito repellent, particularly in tropical and jungle regions. Mosquitoes can be a nuisance and sometimes carry diseases like Zika or dengue fever. Bring repellent with DEET, especially if you plan to visit coastal or rural areas. 6. Cultural etiquette. Greetings. Mexicans are friendly and warm people. A handshake is the most common greeting, though in more casual settings, people may hug or kiss on the cheek. It's always polite to greet others with a buenos dias good morning, buenas tardes good afternoon, or buenas noches good evening. Language. Spanish is the official language in Mexico, although you'll find some indigenous languages spoken in certain areas. Learning a few basic Spanish phrases will go a long way and is appreciated by locals. Even if you don't speak Spanish fluently, the effort will be seen as a sign of respect. Respect for local customs. Mexico has a rich cultural heritage, so be mindful of local traditions, especially in smaller towns and indigenous communities. Always ask for permission before taking photos of people and be respectful of sacred sites. 7. Safety tips. General safety. Mexico is generally safe for tourists, but like any country, it's important to stay vigilant. Stick to well-traveled areas, especially at night, and avoid displaying valuables like expensive jewelry or electronics. Emergency numbers. Familiarize yourself with local emergency numbers. In Mexico, the general emergency number is 911 for police, fire, or medical assistance. Scams and fraud. Be cautious of scams, especially in touristy areas. Common scams may involve overly friendly guides offering unsolicited help or taxi drivers overcharging tourists. It's a good idea to agree on prices up front and use reputable services. 8. What to do in Mexico. Mexico offers endless options for things to do depending on your interests. Beaches. Visit the stunning coastlines of places like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, or Puerto Vallarta for beautiful beaches and resorts. Culture. Explore the rich cultural heritage in Mexico City, where you'll find the Frida Kahlo Museum, the ancient ruins of Teotihuacan, and the National Museum of Anthropology. Nature. Mexico is a country of diverse landscapes, from the tropical jungles of Chiapas to the high-altitude mountain ranges. Adventure seekers can hike the Sierra Madre or visit cenotes in the Yucatan Peninsula. Food. Mexican cuisine is world-famous, so don't miss out on local delicacies like tacos, tamales, mole, and churros. Each region has its own distinct food culture, so make sure to sample as much as you can. Whether you're traveling for adventure, relaxation, or cultural exploration, Mexico is a country that offers something for every type of traveler. Proper planning, understanding the local culture, preparing for the climate, and staying safe can make all the difference in ensuring a smooth and enjoyable experience. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow travelers. Safe travels and enjoy your Mexican adventure.